Hey there, fellow Zone explorers. With Stalker 2, part of Chernobyl finally emerging from the shadows on November 20th, let's dive deep into everything you absolutely need to know before stepping into the irradiated wilderness. Let's kick things off with the story, and oh boy, is it intriguing. You'll step into the boots of Skiff, a newcomer to the zone with more questions than answers. Don't let his quiet demeanor fool you. This mysterious stalker's destiny lies entirely in your hands. What's particularly exciting is how the game offers 4 distinct endings based on your choices. Will you uncover the zone's secrets, make allies among its inhabitants, or carve out your own bloody path? And for longtime fans, familiar faces like Strider are making their return, weaving past and present into one radioactive tapestry. Now this is where things get really interesting. Remember those games where your choices feel about as meaningful as picking what color socks to wear? Stalker 2 isn't playing that game. Every single action carries weight, folks. Picture this. You're on a mission with some NPCs, and you spot some sweet loot on their fallen comrade. Think twice before grabbing it. Your allies might just cancel the whole mission right there and then. The developers have crafted a world where even the smallest decisions can spiral into major consequences. It's not just about choosing dialogue options. It's about living with the ripple effects of every action you take. Talk about a glow-up. After its rocky development history, originally announced in 2010, Stalker 2 has emerged looking absolutely stunning thanks to Unreal Engine 5. We're talking cutting-edge tech here. Nanite, Lumen, World Partition, the works. But it's not just about pretty graphics. The team at GSC Game World has used photogrammetry to capture that authentic post-apocalyptic atmosphere, while full motion capture brings characters to life with unprecedented realism. Every facial expression, every movement tells a story in this haunting world. Hold onto your gas masks, because immersion in Stalker 2 goes way beyond fancy visuals. The zone feels alive in ways that'll make your hair stand on end. Sure, you've got your mutants and firefights, but it's those quiet moments that really get under your skin. Imagine sitting around a campfire listening to other stalkers share stories of their encounters, or engaging in casual conversations about life in the zone. You can spend hours just soaking in the atmosphere, talking with random stalkers about their experiences, or exploring the black market for those hard-to-find supplies. Every moment feels authentic and unpredictable, just like the zone itself. Let's talk survival, and I mean real survival, not just managing some bars on your screen. Stalker 2 doesn't just want you to survive, it wants you to feel every second of that struggle. You'll need to manage hunger, fight fatigue, and keep your gear in working order. Got a cheap gun? Better pray it doesn't jam at the wrong moment. And radiation? Oh boy, it's not just a fancy visual effect, it's a constant threat that'll eat away at your health if you're not careful. Keep that Geiger counter close. Watch for artifacts that might protect you. And for heaven's sake, stay out of the water unless you fancy growing an extra limb. Let me throw a number at you that'll make your head spin. 60 square kilometers. That's right. Stalker 2's zone spans across 20 distinct regions, making it one of the largest open worlds in gaming history. But here's the kicker. This isn't just empty space filled with copy-pasted assets. We're talking about a seamless world where almost every barrier has been torn down. Want to explore that ominous-looking building in the distance? Go for it. Curious about what's beyond that irradiated valley? Nothing's stopping you. The developers have taken real locations from the Chernobyl exclusion zone and reimagined them with their own haunting twist, creating a world that feels both familiar and alien at the same time. Now here's something that blew my mind. 99.9% of this massive world is handcrafted. In an era where procedural generation is the easy way out, GSC Game World chose the hard path. Every abandoned building, every anomaly field, every hidden stash has been carefully placed by hand. You'll stumble across random events that could spiral into complex side quests or discover mysterious locations hiding valuable artifacts. Even when they've used prefab buildings, the content inside is unique. The development team has put so much detail into the world that they admit they're not even sure about everything that's in there. That's the level of depth we're talking about. Veterans of the zone might think they know what to expect, but Stalker 2 is about to prove them wrong. Sure, your old friends are back. The pseudo-dogs, flesh, controllers, and those nightmare-inducing bloodsuckers. But wait until you meet the new kids on the block, like the Bion. This crafty mutant can imitate the voices of injured stalkers, luring good Samaritans to their doom. And the anomalies? Some might actually help you, like the cushion that negates fall damage. But others, like the burner, will turn you into barbecue before you can say, "Get out of here, stalker." Pro tip: keep those bolts handy and your anomaly detector closer. Listen up, Gearheads, because this'll make your day. Stalker 2 features over 35 unique weapons, and each one is more customizable than your average battle rifle. We're talking stocks that improve aim speed, laser designators to reduce spread, foregrips for better recoil control. The works. But here's the cool part. You won't just find these upgrades lying around. You'll need to work for them, whether that means dealing with shady black market traders, completing side quests, finding hidden stalker stashes, or, well, acquiring them from their previous owners who won't be needing them anymore. Just make sure you've got enough money to pay those technicians for the installations. Let's talk challenge, because Stalker 2 isn't messing around. The game launches with 3 difficulty levels, but don't let that fool you. Even normal difficulty is tuned to be seriously challenging. For the hardcore stalkers out there, there's an even higher difficulty mode that doesn't just make enemies tougher. It strips away your HUD and UI elements. Imagine being in a firefight and realizing you forgot to count your bullets. Brutal, right? But here's the beautiful part. If you're more interested in experiencing the story and atmosphere, there's a more forgiving difficulty that lets you focus on the narrative while still maintaining that signature stalker tension. Want maximum immersion? You can turn off the HUD regardless of difficulty. Tech heads, gather round. The Xbox Series X version of Stalker 2 is offering 2 flavors of apocalypse: a buttery smooth 60 FPS performance mode for those who prioritize responsiveness, and a visual feast 30 FPS quality mode packed with enhanced reflections and high-resolution textures. Playing on Series S? The team is currently optimizing for around 35 FPS, but they're still fine-tuning the experience. The exact resolutions are still under wraps, but given GSC Game World's attention to detail, expect them to squeeze every ounce of power from these machines. Think you'll blast through this one in a weekend? Think again, Stalker. The main story alone clocks in at around 40 hours. And that's if you're rushing through like there's a blowout coming. But here's where it gets crazy. If you want to see everything the zone has to offer, you're looking at over 100 hours of content. And remember those 4 different endings we mentioned? Yeah, you might want to clear your calendar for this one. This isn't just a game. It's an expedition into one of the most detailed and content-rich worlds ever created. Think launch day is the end? Oh, you sweet summer stalker. GSC Game World has big plans for the future of Stalker 2. We're talking 2 major paid expansions that'll introduce new features to the base game, free multiplayer content. Yes, you read that right, free. And a variety of post-launch updates to keep the zone fresh and dangerous. The team is committed to expanding and enriching this world long after release, meaning your adventures in the zone are just beginning. Think launch day is the end? Oh, you sweet summer stalker. GSC Game World has big plans for the future of Stalker 2. We're talking 2 major paid expansions that'll introduce new features to the base game, free multiplayer content. Yes, you read that right, free. And a variety of post-launch updates to keep the zone fresh and dangerous. The team is committed to expanding and enriching this world long after release, meaning your adventures in the zone are just beginning. Here's something that'll make every stalker's day. Full mod support isn't just coming to PC, it's hitting Xbox too. If you've ever experienced the magic of mods like Anomaly, Call of the Zone, or Lost Alpha in previous Stalker games, you know just how transformative they can be. While the exact details of the modding kit are still under wraps, we know it'll support everything from simple modifications to total conversions. The zone is about to become your playground in ways we can't even imagine yet. Given how gorgeous this game looks, you might expect it to demand a nuclear-powered PC, but the requirements are surprisingly reasonable. For minimum specs, you're looking at an AMD Ryzen 5 5560X or Intel Core i5-760K, 8GB RAM, and either a Radeon RX 588GB or GTX 10606GB. Want the full experience? The recommended specs call for a Ryzen 7 370X or Core i7-9770K, 16GB RAM, and either a Radeon RX 5700X 8GB, RTX 2070 Super 8GB, or GTX 1080 Ti 11GB. Just make sure you've got 150GB of SSD space. That's non-negotiable. The zone may be dangerous, but at least it won't bankrupt you upgrading your PC. And there you have it, Stalkers. Stalker 2. Heart of Chernobyl is shaping up to be the definitive zone experience we've all been waiting for. Whether you're a veteran stalker or a fresh recruit, this is one journey into the unknown you won't want to miss. Drop a like if this helped you prepare for your expedition, and let me know in the comments which feature you're most excited about. Until next time, stay safe in the zone.